Welcome back, friends. It's Twin Cities Live. Happy to be spending Wednesday with you. For almost a decade, Colleen Lindstrom and Bradley Traynor have been talking about celebrities on My Talk 107.1.
And now they are adding a podcast to the mix. The new show is called Go Deep in the Shallow. And the first episode, it's out today.
And Colleen and Bradley, fresh off their Colleen and Bradley show, like it wrapped 13 minutes ago, they join us now via Zoom to talk about it. Well, hi, guys. Congratulations on launch day of your podcast. How does it feel that it's finally here?
I can't believe it's finally here, right? Like it feels like we've been doing this for a while.
It's like giving birth to a 45-pound baby. So
it's taken a while for it to get here. Okay, so you guys, I love your show, and you guys are known for kind of diving into your conspiracy theories.
They'll get knee deep in it. They're not afraid of it.
They really do. So, you know, this idea, it seems like you're going to tackle some light topics, but is that the case?
Bradley.
We both look at each other like, I mean, literally, it's what it's what the title says. We go deep in the shallow. So we get real deep on stuff that people probably haven't thought that much about. But I guarantee you, once you listen to us think too much about it, you might start to think the same way.
Mm-hmm. Now, we're persuasive in our overthinking.
Well, you know, it's funny. We talked about you guys this morning on the Don and Steve show when we were talking about this podcast that it requires. Donna Valentine and I. We're lazy mentally. Like we're just like we do 92 topics in a span of 3-hour show. Colleen. And you guys keep digging and digging and digging. You start with episode 1 of the podcast has a rather provocative title. Since it's your podcast, why don't you tell everybody what episode 1 is called?
I like how Steve doesn't want to say those words out loud.
That's
you
right.
say it, Brad. Me.
People Magazine is a big fat scam.
Now, I have a friend who works for People Magazine. I can't wait to direct his attention to it. Tell us more. A lot of people know People Magazine. What do you get your teeth into in this episode?
So, you know, People Magazine, when we were young, People Magazine was like a smattering of real news, lifestyle-y stories, and then like, what are the celebrities up to? But it has really changed very much since the People Magazine of our youth. And we sort of uncover, using our detective skills, Google, how they really are, like they do a lot of pay to play. They do a lot of PR, like just reprinting what the PR people say about the celebrities. So it really is now, it's a window from the celebrities about how they want to be viewed.
Go ahead, Bradley.
I was just going to say, don't get us wrong. We love People Magazine. We read it every single day of our working lives. It's just that we stop and think about what it is that People Magazine is trying to accomplish, and we try to peel behind the curtain a little bit to see how the sausage is made. And again, we have a huge budget, so we have no intel. But after covering. I mean, well, and also after covering, you said it at the top, after covering this stuff for almost 10 years, we've started to see patterns. So we're really just telling you what we've seen over the last 10 years.
We've got a little clip that we can listen to of their podcast, Going Deep in the Shallow. Let's listen.
Like a lot of publications, they had actual journalists doing the work, telling the stories, just like you would expect from, Time Magazine, where People Magazine sprouted from, right? But like in the last 10 and 20 years, really there has been a change from the magazine telling the stories and celebrities trying to artfully dodge the tabloids or to try to essentially avoid the tabloids telling the real tale of what was going on, to now where the celebrities essentially control the tabloids. The tabloids are the mouthpieces for the celebrities.
There has been a huge shift.
Yeah, by the way, thank you, Colleen, for adding there has been a huge shift at the end. We hope that you like that clip that we just showed you. By the way, you both have...
Cliffhanger, that's what that's called.
That's a cliffhanger. Speaking of cliffhangers, you both have such lovely radio voices, by the way. I don't know if I've told you that before. Quickly, we're running out of time, but a couple other topics that you're going to be getting into in future episodes, and how often will they come out?
So they're going to come out every Wednesday, just like today. And some of the things that we'll dive deep into are a term that we coined on the Colleen and Bradley show called the publicationship. And that is a relationship that really serves for publicity. And there will be some notable relationships that you thought were real, and they're not.
When I listen to them on the radio and they get really deep into publicationships, it blows my mind.
One time,
I'm like, this makes total sense.
We're so out of time now, but there was a time on Don and Steve that we were talking about the conspiracy theorists that are Colleen and Bradley, who you see there, and then boom, out of nowhere, out of black smoke, Bradley Traynor is in our studio then, and he is defending the conspiracy that they were talking about. So it's an education for all of us. Colleen and Bradley, it's really nice to see you both. Congratulations, too. That's a lot of work to go into creating that on top of the radio show and all the other things you've got going on. So thank you for being on the show. Go Deep in the Shallow. Great name.
Go Deep in the Shallow is available now on Podcast One or wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, so how